we're here on a Saturday, 1 week exactly from your fight.
Yeah.
I mean, how's the preparation gone for it?
Very good. This has been my toughest training camp out of all of them. Feeling very strong, very good. Very confident after this training camp. So last week to go, just a little weight to cut still, not too much. So yeah, not feeling too bad, just ready for it.
What's your confidence levels like? Obviously the tournament's quite a big tournament, how are you going into this fight?
I'm going into this fight, I want to win this fight, and I want to win the final as well. Yes, it's a very, very brilliant tournament. Good fighters on the tournament. I think it's going to pull a big crowd as well. So confidence-wise, I have to go in very high. I have to believe in myself, just like my coaches believe in me. So I'm going in feeling very confident for this one.
Growing, sort of apart from Boyd Allen, I mean, you, Tristan, ROARKE, growing together sort of on your dad's promotion. Obviously, you were more experienced than the other two, but sort of as time has come, they've sort of been catching up to you. Do you feel like it's your responsibility to sort of be like, I'm the senior guy here?
I believe the experience is going to count on my side. So I think on the night that will show as well that I have the experience. I've had more fights. I have had tougher fights than you guys. So I think definitely that is going to show on the night, and they'll see.
ROARKE as an opponent, I'm sure you've seen him many times, whether it be him fighting or sparring, whatever it may be. What do you think about him?
He's a good fighter. I'm not gonna lie. He's a good fighter. He has his moments. He also has a lot of flaws in his game plan, just like any other fighter, So I'm expecting a good fight from him, but I don't believe he's a born junior middleweight. So I think me and him are gonna get in the ring, and you'll see that he's not a junior middleweight, and he needs to think about going down.
What are his, without giving away too much, what do you think are his sort of strengths?
Got good head movement, got a little bit of power on him, so those two together could be a dangerous combination. But yeah, we've prepared well for it. So.
And again, your strengths that you have that he doesn't have?
I'm a lot smarter than ROARKE, for sure. I'm a lot faster than ROARKE, and I'm the experienced guy. I'm born into this sport. This is what I do.
I know styles make fights, but you got a height advantage and a possible reach. I'm pretty sure you have a reach advantage as well. Have these factored into your game plans going into this?
Yeah, definitely. We factored everything into our game plan. The height and the reach and everything will work in our advantage. So we'll definitely use that against him, and let's see how he takes it.
ROARKE sparring with Shalani Mbenge leading up to this fight. Have you had the if similar work, or if not better work, in your gym?
Yeah, no, I've had brilliant sparring partners. Honestly, I've had very good sparring partners. Everyone knows Emmanuel Colombo. He's one of the toughest junior middleweights out there. So I'm sparring with him. Having had a few other guys come in from other clubs sparring with me. So yeah, I've had very good sparring.
Your motivation for this fight, what is it? Is it the money? Is it is it your career? What is the exact?
The money is very good, and like my coach said, if you put 20,000 rand in front of a fighter and against 200,000 in front of a fighter, he's a different man, and that is true, So yes, the money is a very good thing, but we're looking past the money. I want the win. I don't want to lose another loss on my record. Everyone knows that. I want the win. I want the final. I want the win there. And I want to go into bigger things.
You're obviously confident you're making it to the final. Who do you think you'll be coming up against?
That's a tough one, between Tristan and Boyd. Boyd's awkward. Tristan's a come-forward fighter, very pleasure fighter. So I don't know. I'm honestly hoping for Boyd. I want to settle the score there. Everyone knows I have a score to settle with him. So yeah, I'm hoping Boyd goes to the final with me.
Is there a favourite in this tournament? So a guy that's outright picked a winner before?
I don't know. I haven't been on social media a lot, trying to stay away from social media for a while, just focusing on the boxing. So I believe there is a favourite somewhere, somehow. I know it's not me. I know everyone thinks I'm not going to win this tournament, but it's good. I like to be the underdog, and I like to show them, you can do it.
A guy like Tristan's come out with a lot of confidence. He says no matter who he fights, he'll knock them out. What do you make of those sort of comments?
Tristan should have stayed at welterweight. To be honest, he's doing good at welterweight. He's strong at welterweight. I think him coming up to junior middleweight is a big step for him. So him, as far as coming out and knocking everyone out, it's not going to happen. As junior middleweights, we are a lot bigger than the welterweights. So every weight goes up, you get a lot bigger. So I'm a lot bigger than Tristan. I'm a lot bigger than ROARKE as well. So Tristan coming up is not going to knock everyone out. It's going to have a tough time.
And yourself against ROARKE, is it going to be a tough time, or is it going to be, how do you envision it?
I believe it's going to be a hard fight, so I'm expecting a tough fight from him. But if everything goes according to plan, and I do whatever I have to do, might be an early night for him.
Oh, so again, a comment earlier, did you think Boyd or Tristan's going to make it through to the final?
I'm hoping Boyd.
Boyd, okay. So you're hoping Boyd, but who do you think?
I don't know. I'm thinking Boyd. Boyd has more experience in the fight game itself, and he's a bit more awkward, so yeah.
In the final, not to go back to the money, but obviously there's a lot of money if we make it to the final. And plus, I believe Rodney Bowman said something about a WBA announcement. Do you know much about that?
Don't know much about it. Like I said, I wasn't on social media a lot. Just been focusing on training and that's it.
Do you know about it?
Yeah. So just to add, I know about there's some sort of incentive for the final with the WBA, which is great for the guys. Put something more at stake. There isn't enough at stake already. I think after this tournament we've kind of got who's the best junior middleweight in the country, and I think it's great for boxing. I think it's an exciting tournament. There's a lot of hype. Everyone's had good time to prepare for this fight. I think everyone's going to come well ready, so I think we're going to see great fights. I think there's going to be some people are going to cry, some people are going to be happy, so I look forward to it. Like I said in the previous interviews, Aiden, I believe you'll see the two junior middleweights in the final, and that'll be Boyd and Brandon. And I think if that's the final, it will just show the magnitude of Boyd and Brandon in the previous fights, that we had already seen two of the best junior middleweights compete against each other. And I think people are going to see a different Brandon Thysse at this time. Like I said, I think this is your fifth fight with me now, and I think Brandon has now evolved into what I want him to be. His mind frame's changed, his work ethic's changed. I think Brandon has now fallen in love with boxing like he did before the Mshlongo fight. I think the Mshlongo fight hurt the love of the sport a bit, and I think he's rebuilt that love for the game. And to me, I've seen the hungriest Brandon Thysse I've ever seen. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm very happy with how he's looking. Yes, ROARKE will bring a tough fight, but if all goes according to plan, it could be a very easy night for us. And I think the biggest lesson ROARKE will learn is that he needs to go to welterweight, in my opinion.
Would you say this is the best shape you've been in?
Yes, definitely. This is the hardest I've trained in any training camp in my life. So yes, this is the best I've been.
Damien said, this is the fifth fight you've had with him now. Was it in the beginning tough to transition to sort of, I'd say, their style of boxing?
Yeah, definitely. I was at Harold before I was with Coach Damien. He has a completely different style, completely different way of doing it. And also when I turned pro, I was with him first, so the first style and everything I adapted was from him, So coming over from there to Damien, it took me a while to get into the way things work here, the way the styles go here. It took me a while, but I believe I'm into it now. I'm feeling comfortable with it now. If my coaches tell me, do that, I do it, And at the end of the day, I feel it's working for me. So I have 100% belief in my coaches and trust in them.
Yeah, for me, I think Brandon has evolved as a boxer now. I think he's, in my opinion, leveled up. I've seen great things come from him, and he's really showed me he's hungry. We've really taken this camp to the next level. It's only a 10-round fight, but I promise you this boy's training is preparing for a world title. So to me, I think we're going to see the best Brandon Thysse to ever get in the ring. I think people are going to be very shocked with the performance that Brandon gives. No disrespect to ROARKE, but I just don't think he has the weapons to phase Brandon. Yes, Rourke carries a bit of power, but I don't think it's power that Brandon has never felt. You must know that Brandon, when he fought in Schlonga, he just showed his chin. He stood in that fight for 8 rounds taking shots and he didn't buckle. So if Rourke's thinking he's going to come in there and hurt Brandon Thysse, he can be very mistaken. Very, very mistaken. If he thinks he's got superior boxing skills, he can be mistaken. If you think he's faster than Brandon, he's mistaken. If you think he's better trained than Brandon, he's very mistaken. So whatever Rourke's thinking and whatever he's preparing is all mistaken. Okay, we're going to expose Rourke, and he will then understand where he needs to go with his boxing career. When he wants to leave to the UK, I advise the people in the UK, he needs to make it to welterweight. That is where the growth of that boy will be if he wants to continue boxing. I do believe he has something, but he only has something if he goes to a smaller division. At that level, at that height, that size, that's where he needs to be. These boys are big boys. These boys easily shift to the middleweight division. You've seen many a time junior middleweights land up being middleweights and super middles because they're able to grow. For me, Rourke can't get any taller. He can put on as much size as he wants to, but that's just going to be to his disadvantage. He hasn't got the weapons to now go and mix with the big boys when it comes to that size. What happens when you fight a Lara and a Hurd and a Chola? These guys carry big size. So he'll just be out-muscled, outworked. They will frustrate him. He doesn't have that body shape to hold out at junior middle. So for an international view, if he wants to take his career further after Brandon beats him, he needs to relook at his division.
Would you agree with all that comments about the welterweights? And
Yeah, 100% I do. I've always, from the moment I met Rourke, I've always seen him as a welterweight, you know. It actually surprised me to find out he's a junior middleweight. So yeah, I agree with everything my coach is saying there. He's definitely not a junior middleweight, and I'll show him why he's not a junior middleweight.
what's your prediction for the fight?
No, it's gonna be a hard one. So I believe I'll push Rourke, see how he does. If he can take my power, we'll go a bit later rounds, but I'm definitely knocking him out.
Oh wow, so that's a statement right there.
That's it.
And just lastly, do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's supporting, my fans, my family. Everyone. Thank you guys for standing behind me. I also want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Bridgewater, Tyron Infeld, Paul from Kinetic Trading, and there's one more. Shane from the chiropractors. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it, and couldn't do it without you guys.